pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Westfield Leader, advertised on January 9, 2014. Notification was sent to the Star Ledger and permanently posted on the Municipal Public Bulletin Board and filed in the office of the municipal clerk, informing the public of the time and place according to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. At this time, I'd like to remind you to silence your cell phones and other communication devices. If you must take the call, we appreciate it if you can do so out in the hall. Roll call, please, Ms. Ariane.
Mayor Petracchi.
Here.
Council President Tarantino. Here. Councilman Matthew.
Here.
Councilman Martin. Councilman Neerstead.
Here.
Councilman Petrozelli.
Here.
And Councilman Disco.
Here.
Minutes, please, Ms. Ariane.
Regular meeting of the Mayor and Council held on August 26, 2014. Executive session of the Mayor and Council held on August 26, 2014. Workshop session of the Mayor and Council held on August 26, 2014.
Are there any corrections or changes?
No, Mayor.
May I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented, Mayor.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Sure, thank you. Ms. Ariane, communications, please.
New Jersey State League Municipality Mayor Facts Advisory.
Received and filed.
Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders Ordinances.
Received and filed.
Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders Annual Meeting Schedule Amendment.
Received and filed.
The Village at Garwood applications available.
Received and filed.
The Froelich Family Thank You Card.
Received and filed.
Bruce Patterson Bergen County Police Merger.
Received and filed.
Columbus Parade Association of Union County invitation to the parade.
Received and filed.
And Norway Valley Sewage Authority minutes.
Received and filed. We have no ordinances this evening, so we're going to move right toward committee report. Police, Councilman Martin.
No report.
Thank you. Public Health, Councilwoman Tedisco.
No report, Mayor. The next meeting is next week, September 17th, but I actually can't make it. It's my school's back to school night. So I'll get a report from Kathleen, who takes minutes.
What night is that, Councilman?
That's September 17th.
See if I can do
Say, Councilman.
that. I think you did.
Aye.
Streets, roads, and economy, Councilman Neerstead.
Thank you, Mayor. Couple of items. The Streets and Roads Committee has a meeting scheduled the 16th of September with the waste management vendor to review the recycling program. And we do have steps outlined from there. I do hope to have something back to laws and licenses, if not for adoption by the end of this year, at least for consideration regarding recycling. Along with that, I did pass out copies of two articles that I wanted council members to read. The two articles, actually letters to the editor, not articles, from one councilman and one resident that appears in Fanwood. And I think it adequately indicates the issues regarding recycling and the issues that are confronting other towns also. And it's not as complex, it's not as simple. It is a complex situation. Other counties are going through the same issues we are. And I just felt that those two articles might be of interest to people who are looking at the issue. I've also commenced conversation with the New Jersey DEP rep. I indicated I wanted to see if I could schedule some type of flood insurance meeting. I discussed it with Don, and I have discussed it with NJDEP. I wanted to see if we could do it sometime this month. Looks like it's going to have to be next month, but I will keep council members updated in terms of how that's moving. One other item that we will have on discussion at the September 16th meeting, the Streets and Roads, is the culmination of the snow, and I hate to use the word, it bothers me even to say it, ordinance amendments we were talking about last year, I should say earlier this year, after the horrendous winter that we had. So I hope to have those two laws and licenses also for consideration before, again, I hate to say it, the first snowfall. One item that I handed out to everyone and I realized that I did not bring up during my council report is, there's an article in the Westfield Leader regarding the towns can regulate upkeep of abandoned homes. And we certainly are not in a situation that's dire regarding abandoned homes in this community. But I do think that there are certain items that we need to address, we can address, we need to adopt. And so, not through streets and roads, and I apologize, I should have brought it up earlier, but through the planning board, I hope, and maybe even not there, but I'll discuss that with Bob as to where a recommendation might be in terms of how we respond to this new law that was just adopted and signed by the governor, and the former Abandoned Properties Act. It's giving, these laws are giving municipalities more and more power to actually enforce maintenance, to move on foreclosure and other activities, even when property taxes are paid. So I just want to keep council updated on that, and again, I hope to have some movement on that also.
There were some issues within that law with regard to maintenance of properties, and grass cutting and whatnot, just for your own knowledge. I did forward the information that I had onto the zoning code enforcement
Thank you.
about the grass and the foreclosure and who's responsible for what, because we did have that issue a couple
Yes,
times.
we did. We did. Thank you.
Guys, I actually think that law, we have to adopt an ordinance to
Right.
Implement it, and I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't want to adopt an ordinance that would allow you to enforce property maintenance against banks
And
that
now on the
foreclosed or in the
Right.
process of foreclosure, so I would suggest that we do that.
Well, do you wish me to actually, you want to move that on your own, Bob, or you want us to ask you to do it formally? How do you want to do that?
Well, I mean, if that's what you want done, we'll do an ordinance.
Everybody okay with that? Were you actually able to read it, Bob? Because what's the difference between, I have not been able to read the new law. What has this law added to the Abandoned Properties Act that was not there previously?
I read it, I didn't study it, but what it adds is that you can, in other words, currently you can only enforce the law against somebody who has foreclosed in the sense that now they own the property, then they're now the property owner. But the new law allows you to enforce the property maintenance against a bank which has taken over the property without foreclosing on it.
I don't want to belabor the point, but I mean, I always thought that the Abandoned Properties Act in and of itself, the biggest positive improvement that that act allowed is that prior to that, if someone was paying their taxes, you really couldn't foreclose, you couldn't take certain actions against them, but the Abandoned Properties Act allows you to do things. And you're saying this one allows you to go after different clientele?
Yes.
Banks?
Yes.
Weren't you always able to go
Lenders.
after, weren't you always able to go after? You're going after lenders, not owners.
Right.
That's the difference.
making them take care of, make sure the grass is
Right,
cut.
because when they said
not
banks,
walking
I thought they meant banks as owners, you meant banks as lenders.
Right.
I understand, thank you.
Yeah, there's, right now, I mean, most of the, actually, I shouldn't say most, but a large number, and it may be most, I don't know what the statistics are, properties are still in foreclosure. I mean, we have something close to the highest foreclosure rate in the nation,
Yes.
but a goodly percentage, if not the majority of the houses that are in foreclosure have not been foreclosed on. So there's still, the title is still in the name of the people who own them, even though they may have left years ago.
Right. All right, I look forward to working with Bob to advance that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The board, Ms. Ariano, had a
Yeah,
question.
I was just wondering, I recently sent everybody a memo regarding the bulk
Yes,
and the costs.
yes.
So I was just wondering, so I could include the applications for 2015 in my December mailing, my December garbage mailing? Can you discuss that at your meeting, that memo, and give me direction with regard to next year's, how many programs you want to run? And the pricing, I told you, it went up
Right.
quite a few times since
Right.
you've done it. So just, you gotta tell me how much?
And this is to make sure you make the December?
Yeah, so I don't have to do an extra mailing, it saves me time and money.
Sure.
I can just put it in there, the application, rather than do a separate one.
Okay.
And, just for 2015, tell them how many times we're gonna do it, put the application in there.
Okay, will do, thank you.
You have heard the report of streets, roads, and ecology. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
I have a
Any
question.
comments?
Yeah, sorry. Bill, I have a question. Your comment, you're given this report as Streets and Roads Chair?
No, what I indicated was I failed to give that during my council's report, but not give that as streets and roads chair.
Okay, then I will not give my following comment. Thank you.
Good.
I have one comment, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Since bulk came up, I would just like to say that I think having 2 dates was a positive thing. I would like to see 2 dates in the future at minimum. Maybe 3 is overkill, but I think 2 is definitely a positive for the community. I know quite a few people that missed it the first go around in June, but then have since signed up in September. And also, since Tina brought that up, do you think it would be possible for your committee to know next year's dates, or would it be okay for them to even come up with next year's dates ahead of time so that you could let the residents know in the mailing
The
when
mailing
you put it out?
will include the dates, and I've selected the dates the last couple of years. It was June, right before the townwide yard sale, or whatever you call it, and then October, because, spread them out. I would assume that you would want to possibly do the same dates, whatever, but you can tell me when you want to do it, and I'll just put it in there, I don't care.
I mean, I think those would work, but if you are mailing out the application, then I think it's important to have the actual dates.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll do a
Too.
complete
Okay.
application, so I don't have to do it again, I'm done.
Okay, perfect.
And
I
I'll put
want
it on
to
the website, everything will be available, through other mechanisms, but at least I won't have to do another one.
Right.
Decision.
Right.
And, perhaps in the future, if you want to consider also, me including some type of message in this mailing saying, okay, from now on, if you decide every year bulk applications should just be online instead of always having to do a mailing, because every page of a mailing costs more money. So, it goes by weight. So, the more pages I include,
Mhm.
the more money it costs, so, And then also you could maybe say something like, if you don't have access to a computer, et cetera, then send in your name and address, we'll mail you one.
Mhm.
Because most people do, but some people don't. But it's just an idea to avoid having to do it, to move towards what everybody else is moving toward, which is a paperless environment.
And one of the things we did
Sure,
last
this is
year,
good, those years, sorry.
I'm sorry, and one of the things we did last year to pick the date for bulk, because since it was always the day right after the town-wide garage sale, was, I took the list from Tina as, the people who signed up for garage sale and people who signed up for bulk, to see if people really were using bulk right after the garage sale, and say whatever wasn't sold, they put right out for bulk.
Mhm.
And it turned out that more than, about 50%, or just over 50% of the people were using bulk, right after garage sale. So then we kept that date, of bulk the week right after the garage sale, so.
There was quite a bit of overlap,
Yes.
because we didn't know if it was, turns out it really is.
Right, it was just about over 50% of the people.
Yeah.
So that's why we chose to keep it that way.
Makes all sense.
I just want to add a comment, just keep it consistent so people are used to the date, don't bounce it around.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, well, I really don't think that you,
All right, had a motion and comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Fire, Councilman Matthews.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of August, there were a total of 14 incidents, including 3 mutual aid calls, for a total of 148 man-hours. That is all from our report, Mayor.
You have heard the report of fire. Do I have a motion?
Be received and spread across the minutes?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, finance, Councilwoman Zavisco.
No report, Mayor.
Buildings and grounds, Councilman Petrozelli.
No report, Mayor.
Laws and licenses, Council President Tarantino.
No report, Mayor. Yes, report, Mayor, take that back, sorry.
Yes.
I can change my mind, right? Tonight, there will be 3 applications for raffle licenses. The Laws and License Committee recommends the adoption of resolution number 14-258 for the application of 1 on-premise merchandise and 1 on-premise 50/50 raffle, and 1 off-premise merchandise raffle to be drawn on October 19, 2014 at the Westwood, 438 North Avenue, Garwood, by Best Friend Dog and Animal Adoption. That is all for my report.
You have further report of laws and license. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes, recommendation there and be adopted.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Recreation, Councilman Petrozelli.
No report, Mayor. Next meeting is 17th.
Committee on Aging, Council President Tarantino.
No report, Mayor. No, change my mind.
We have a report from the library, from the director. Okay, the library is gearing up for the fall and cooler weather, and they're offering 14 new titles in its ebook collection. They're perfect for downloading to any of your favorite devices and taking them with you when you are on the go. And please visit the library's homepage at ucmore.com/Garwood and click on Access 360 for details. On September 27th, that's a Wednesday evening at 7 p.m., the library will be hosting a comedy and magic show for adults. How to Make 60 Minutes Seem Like an Hour with master magician Mark Zachariah. He's a repeat performer at the library, and he always draws a big crowd. Registration is required and is intended for mature audiences 18 and older. September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month, and the staff at the library suggests that if you don't currently have a library card or if yours has expired, visit the library during the month of September and get updated. Your card can be used at the Garwood Library, but also other local libraries, since we participate in reciprocal borrowing privileges within the county. The staff of the library would like to remind residents that in conjunction with TerraCycle, the library is still collecting dairy tubs, for example, yogurt, margarine, cottage cheese. Also, and I had mentioned this to you when I saw this in the report, that they are also collecting inkjet cartridges from your home printers. Something I asked Mr. Neerstead also to look into, and now the library is doing it. So, and in your those we can also drop off at the library, and they will send them back to the manufacturers for recycling. They receive 2 cents for each that's sent back. It's not a lot, but it does take a lot of plastics out of the environment. And towns receive 2 cents. A lot of businesses also, just as a side. I always recycled them when I was running the business that I worked for. We got nothing, but they would pick them up and take them away, and that was one less thing that you had to worry about polluting the environment with. And the library gets money, so that's cool. And I must have about 50 cents accumulated now, I'll drop off there. The library is open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 8 p.m., Fridays 9 a.m. to 4:30, and beginning on the 6th, they resume their Saturday hours from 9 a.m. to 1. They also have an ongoing program of toddler story time, which will be resuming tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. and Friday morning movie time on the 12th at 10 a.m. No registration is required for either of those. And that concludes the report. May I have a motion to accept the report as presented?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Thank you.
I was not in the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? School board liaison, Councilwoman Fedisco.
No report, Mayor.
Councilman, Mayor, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you know, Councilwoman, the status of the Y program, moving back to Washington School?
I'm not sure what it is to this date. I can find out.
Yeah,
let
because
you
I'm
know.
really curious because, you know, we've been advised that the Lincoln School really doesn't have any rooms. So I'm really curious as to where the program is
Okay.
and how long it's gonna be there and when it's gonna go back.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll do some research for you.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you. Celebration of public events and holidays liaison, Councilman Martin.
No report.
Union County Air Traffic Noise Advisory Board Representative, Councilman Matthew.
Yeah, before I do that, I just got a question. This is the last meeting before we have movies under the stars. Do we want to make a mention of that? What date is that?
September 19th.
September 19th.
And what time is that?
Dusk.
It's free,
Okay.
it's a free popcorn
Free
provided
popcorn.
by the PBA. We're gonna have sporting gear from Sports Clips, the 8-foot rubber guy. We will also have good humor, and Y will provide, they're gonna have the necklaces, the Lego, what do you call those?
Like neon.
Neon necklaces,
Glow in the dark.
glow in the dark.
And that's Washington School.
And the police will, be there to get people in and out. And also, what else is gonna be there? Garbage will be picked up the following morning in case there's an issue about garbage.
And recycling too.
All right, thank you. Union County Air Traffic Noise, no report now.
Athletic Field Complex Project Committee Representative, Councilman Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. The monthly construction meeting was held today, September 9th, at Borough Hall. In attendance were the Borough Administrator, Borough Engineer, professional for the project, construction, and the electrical contractor for the project as well. Discussion took place on railings, the exhaust for the kitchen, corners for the building, flooring within the building, drainage on the baseball field, the remaining 2 doors, which should arrive any day now. Also, a punch list was given by Flanagan's Construction for the exterior part of the property, and that's all for my report.
Okay, the further report of the Athletic Field Complex Project Committee Representative, do I have a motion to accept?
He received his credit correspondence.
Second.
Thank you. Any comments?
Yes, Mayor. Lou, you said the Flanagans gave you a punch list.
Yeah, he just went through.
Seems kind of, go ahead.
Well, he just went through some items for the exterior, such as, the basketball court, which, has to be looked at because of the ponding issue in the middle. The drainage punch list for the exterior, such as when they, when they come back, they're gonna, start to take care of the weeds and everything on the exterior.
But typically the client, would say to the contractor,
Well,
here's the punch
he
list.
started his own,
He
which was
started
nice
his
to
own.
get,
Is there any, does he have a goal with that punch list?
a goal as far as,
I don't know why, I don't want to ask too much, but just I'm curious as to what made him suddenly come up with a punch list.
I don't know, maybe because there was more people at the meeting, I don't know. He just, he started it with an exterior punch list, which is fine with me. Because those were questions that I know a lot of people have had as far as the exterior of the property with the maintenance, so.
Is it safe to say that, maybe I shouldn't use the word everything, but just about everything except for the items you mentioned with the buildings is done?
Yes.
I just have a couple questions. Do we have a target date for when this is going to open?
I asked for that again, and they were not able to give it to me. So I asked if they could come up with something, hopefully by the end of the week, if not before the next construction meeting. So,
Okay. as I don't think I have to tell you, tis the season, I'm starting to receive a lot of complaints, and a lot of people very, very upset. And they ask me when it's gonna be done, and I have to tell them I don't know, and that we don't know. I don't want the contractor to just put something together, but if we can have a real target date, it's very disappointing to be able to look at the residents and say, we don't know when this is gonna happen. All right, I also have a constituent question that I received in regards to the Westfield Leader editorial. This particular person wanted to know the regrading of baseball field and the basketball court. Who's paying for that?
I would assume it would be the contractor because he's not done with that part of the project, or he's not done with the entire project.
All right, could we just confirm that?
Well,
Right.
Kenton Associates, who is, for the field, which encompasses the basketball court, they have asked to do the bird bath test, which still remains to be done. So when that happens, in my opinion, they're gonna see the water is still ponding in the middle, so they'll need to go from there in order to fix it.
All right, and then the other thing is, dovetailing on this person's concerns, do you have any inkling or see on the horizon any cost overruns? Are there any, is the price tag gonna go up, and if so, by how much?
I wouldn't have any of that information. We didn't discuss any of that.
But nothing coming down the pike or anything like that?
As of this last meeting, no.
No. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Officers reports, Ms. Ariano, please read the officers reports.
Municipal tax collector agricultural monthly report for the month of August 2014. Zoning code enforcement official Lindy Stefano monthly report for August 2014.
May I have a motion to accept the officers' reports as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Public comment of our meeting. Once again, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the mayor and council? Please step to the microphone, sign the form provided, state your full name and address, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. It would be greatly appreciated. Any comments? No? Public comments this evening, and we'll close that portion of our meeting. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Are there any resolutions anyone wants deleted from the consent agenda? May I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda as is?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Martin.
Aye.
Councilman Matthews.
Aye.
Councilman Mears.
Yes.
Councilman Cavazzelli.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Fisco.
Aye.
Thank you. New business, is there any new business for the mayor and council at this time? And this evening, we have one proclamation. POW MIA Remembrance Day, September 19th, 2014. Payment of claims. Ms. Ariano, please read the payment of claims resolution.
Be it resolved, the following claims are approved be and the same are hereby ordered paid when properly signed and verified, and the payment of payrolls as listed is hereby confirmed and ratified.
May I have a motion to adopt the payment of claims?
I'll make a motion to adopt the payment of claims, Mayor.
Okay, second?
Second.
Roll call, please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Martin. Councilman Matthews.
Aye.
Councilman Mears.
Yes.
Councilman Cavazzelli.
Yes.
And Councilwoman Fisco.
Yes.
The regular meeting of mayor and council will be held on Tuesday, September 23rd, 2014, in council chambers at 7:15 p.m. Workshop session to start at 7. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye. Mayor,
Aye.
I just want to mention Thursday, September 11th, we're not doing anything, but,
I just happened to, sitting here, we realized we did one proclamation, but, Thursday is 9/11. Obviously, just respect and honor in your own way. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.